look crazy. We're gonna overeat. We're gonna maybe oversleep or little sleep, whatever it is that keeps you up at night. Whether it be worry, anxiety, and if not, you're sleeping like a baby for a lot more because you have nowhere to go and nowhere to be. Um, Unless you probably work from home and even then you can still squeeze in a nap here and there, right? So yeah, I think this video is just for us to, although the books that I Hey, yeah, we're back. We're back, and it is Wednesday, and I don't know what day quarantine we're in, but it's definitely been a long time. So we'll probably a lot hairier, wearing the same clothes for a couple of days. Um, Facts, right? Don't know what day it is. So this is all part of our quarantine lifestyle, and I'm gonna be realistic. I think I just heard a podcast real quick talking about how sleep has been changing for a lot of us. Either we're getting a lot of sleep or we're getting a lot, a lot less. And I'm definitely on the side of getting a lot more sleep. I remember the last time I took afternoon naps, and during this quarantine, I've been doing it. Mind you, having kids at home and doing homework with them is taxing on you. So once we're done with the homework, I think I need a nap. And that is my nap of the day. And then I go move forward with my other activities. But yeah, a lot of naps, a lot of water, a lot of snacks. Probably gonna be coming out of this quarantine a lot more heavier than I when I first came in, and gyms are closed, so physical activity out the window. Yes, you can do some home workouts. Yes, you can go for a walk, but it's not the same, right? Um, what else? Yeah, these are all the parts of quarantine lifestyle that we've been accustomed and getting used to, and I think I want to make this video just to let everybody know, like, it's okay. I tell myself as well, let this time be the time for us to do that, and really not be so hard on ourselves, right? And that was coming from today. I listened to Kyle Cease in the morning, and his video talking about how embracing it all, right? The good, the bad, and what we consider good, what we consider bad, and just loving it. We're gonna gain weight, we're gonna look crazy, we're gonna overeat, we're gonna maybe oversleep or little sleep, whatever it is that keeps you up at night, whether it be worry, anxiety, and if not, you're sleeping like a baby for a lot more because you have nowhere to go and nowhere to be. Um, Unless you probably work from home, and even then, you can still squeeze in a nap here and there, right? So yeah, I think this video is just for us to, although the books that I've read and all the anecdotes that we read to fix our mindset and absorb whatever comes to us. One thing I think we kind of lack, and I know myself, I try to work on every day, is not be so hard on myself. I am very, very hard on myself. I think I noticed that I'm the same way with my daughter, which my oldest daughter, but very, very hard. And I think unless you get to become aware of it, you don't understand how hard you are on everybody. And now I've been noticing that with my kids, right? We're at home with the first couple of weeks we've been doing remote learning, and I literally had them on a schedule just like school, and I started realizing that they are not as productive when I let them make their own schedule, right? Uh, you know, they have a time to do their work, but I give them I make sure they take attendance on their remote learning, and those of you that are having their kids work from have school from home know what you take the attendance, you log in, and then they give you assignments and you do your assignments, and most of them don't have time limits, but some of them do, but most of them don't. And they're very relaxed as far as when you can hand it in, as long as it's the same day. So in the beginning I wanted to have everything done like a regular school day, and I noticed that they will burn out, a lot of stress. I would stress myself out trying to force them to finish the things, especially my kindergarten, before 2 p.m. let's say, and we'll be there all morning finishing our assignments. And what I noticed is the more laid back I am, or the more letting them take control of their own productivity, I noticed that they're more receptive, more productive, and they're actually loving their work, as opposed to when I was making them do it my way. So I think with ourselves, I think we're the same way. We kind of force ourselves to do things, and don't get me wrong, discipline is something that I think is needed, but it comes to a point where you don't enjoy what you do anymore, and I think that can really, excuse me, that can relate to any part of our lives, right? When we force ourselves to do something, in the beginning is our mental, like our mental approach is, yes, we're gonna do this, we want to do this, and it comes to a point where you're overdoing it, where you kind of, it becomes, from a passion, obviously a love, it becomes like a burden on you, or something you have to do. And I think it depends, right? There's certain things that I think are good for you, and you have to try to push yourself. Like try to, basically try to get some physical activity, right? All these things that I do benefit us eventually, in the long run. But there's certain things that we kind of over obsess, right? I know for me, at one point, I was working 6 days a week, um, on a consistent basis, because I wanted to be able to save up to pay off my debt, and it was very, very, and working two jobs as well. So I was working morning and evenings, and wouldn't get home until like 2 in the morning. Go back out at 7. I mean, very, very little bit of sleep. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have done it or are doing it right now. I thought this is the way for me to accomplish what I want to accomplish really fast. Although it worked at that time, um, and I don't regret it, because at that time it worked for me. Looking back on it, I'm like, well, I didn't really need to do that. I could have just, you know, um, really taken my time paying off my debt, and there was no rush. And in my mind, there was a rush, to do these things, to get it paid off, my student loans, get rid of them, and I could have taken my time. I could have just worked one job, and I could have strategically, place my funds differently, and not have to overexhaust myself, right? So I think now in these moments in quarantine, I'm seeing that my mind wants to get out there and do things, right? It's impatient. We're not having patience to be home, and I think as a human, a lot of individuals have, we have human nature. Either we are creatures of habit, which you got to get up, get to work, do our thing every single day. That is part of our livelihood, right? And then there's others that just don't really need that. And I think this is a moment where we're all in a melting pot, right? We're sitting down at home. Everybody, no matter if you're a hustler or you are a just, regular individual like myself, that just basically tries to do the best they can every day. We're all on the same boat. And I'm also realizing that uh, it's trying not to do something is a lot harder than doing it. So I guess I'm realizing that, I heard a lot of videos about this. I never really thought about it, never really took into consideration. But have you noticed that since you guys been home, I say ladies and gentlemen, I just got ladies and gentlemen, everybody, have you noticed that it's a lot harder for you to stay home? um, and this is why we have a lot of issues when the virus is spreading, because it's hard for people to stay home. They want to be outside. They want to do something, and it's because I feel like we want to feel like we're doing something, right? We can't just feel like we're doing nothing. I know for me, being a go getter and a doer, I always had to be doing something. I'm making these videos now, but like I had to. I felt like I was posting in different platforms. I still do it, but now I have more time, right? But before I had like a time limit. Like I had to do it by a certain time. Post on Instagram, post on YouTube. I had a time limit. Now it's just like whenever I get to it, I'll post whenever I get to it. No really restrictions. I feel like I wanted to post, let's say, YouTube early in the day. Now I'm just posting whatever time I get the video in, and it doesn't really matter to me. Like at one point it mattered. Now it's like, okay, as long as I get it in today, I'm good. So I think it's the same thing where we're realizing that a lot of things that we thought mattered didn't matter, and also on how hard on ourselves we are. So if anything you gotta take away from this video is, if you're feeling like down, having those rough days, which all of us have, and you want to just relax, take a nap, play video games. I did that today. um, you know, not be so, uh, try to be, as we call, productive. It's okay. Uh, and as a lot of the books that I've been reading, sometimes, most of the time, our creativity comes in those moments when we're really not applying anything, we're not trying to force anything, we're just being ourselves. And I think in anything in life, most of the time, that's the best way to go. And what better time to do it now with quarantine, right? Just stay home, be safe. Let's try to flatten the curve. So even though we're home, enjoy it. We're safe. We're not starving. God forbid, and we're doing all these things that we can do. We have so much things at home, right? That we did. Imagine in the '90s when we had none of these things. I think it would be a lot worse. But message of the video is, don't be hard on yourself. Love yourself. Enjoy it, and accept it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.